For decades, the silent friction between Tehran, Tel Aviv, and Washington was a masterclass in the shadow war, a high-stakes game of cyber-sabotage, targeted strikes, and maritime harassment. The origins can be traced back to the aftermath of the 1979 revolution, but by the mid-2020s, the tension reached a boiling point. Iran's nuclear advancements, met by increasingly brazen Israeli operations and a U.S. maximum pressure campaign, shifted the battle from the shadows into the harsh light of open confrontation. It began not with a formal declaration, but with a massive coordinated cyber attack, leaving the world to wonder who would fire the first physical shot. March 2026, the Middle East war escalates into a high-intensity regional conflict. The geopolitical balance between the US, Israel, and Iran is the world watches in fear.
The shadow over the strait. In the Strait of Hormuz, vessels are...
Explosions rock the oil tank!
Military frigates fire back. The battle rages on. The shadow over the strait grows. In 2026, the conflict begins. Jets patrol the tense skies. Explosions rock the waters.
The morning mist over the Strait of Hormuz is filled with the smoke of the Mayari Nuri. The Omani Navy rescued 20, but 3 remain missing, trapped in the ruined engine room.
The opening salvo of Operation Epic Fury.
Launch the attack! No mercy! Yes, sir!
Missiles away. Epic Fury unleashed.
The current war began on February 28, 2026, when the United States and Israel launched Operation Epic Fury. In nearly 900 precision strikes, they targeted Iranian leadership, air defenses, and military infrastructure. The significant outcome was the death of Iran's supreme leader Ali Khamenei and several high-ranking officials.
While the U.S. intended the strike to decapitate the regime and force a quick collapse,
your economies will fall!
The routine patrol began as any other. Full speed ahead.
The shipping crisis is the central pillar of Iran's retaliation. The Strait of Hormuz, through which 20% of the world's oil usually flows, is now a selective corridor. The standstill, daily traffic has plummeted from an average of 138 vessels to fewer than 10. In the last 24 hours alone, 3 ships were struck by projectiles. Iran has warned that any vessel linked to the US, Israel, or their regional allies is a legitimate target. The targets. In the last 24 hours alone, 3 ships, the Mayari Nuri, the ON Majesty, and the Star Gwyneth, were struck by projectiles. President Trump recently warned Iran against mining the strait, claiming the U.S. had already destroyed 16 Iranian mine-laying vessels. While widespread mining hasn't been confirmed, the mere threat has caused international shipping giants to withdraw entirely. The war is no longer contained within Iranian borders. Iran has launched retaliatory strikes against U.S. bases and allied infrastructure across the GCC.
Drones have struck Dubai's airport and fuel storage tanks in the Omani port of Salalah.
We successfully intercepted 7 ballistic missiles targeting our air bases and oil fields this week. Our defenses neutralized the threat.
The Houthis in Yemen have signaled they will resume full-scale attacks on the Bab el-Mandeb Strait, effectively closing both major maritime choke points in the region.
The Red Sea will be closed!
The economic ripples are turning into waves. While the IEA has authorized an emergency release of oil reserves to keep prices near $88 per barrel, the logistical reality is grim.
Almost all Western-linked traffic is now routed around the Cape of Good Hope, adding weeks to transit times and skyrocketing insurance premiums.
Middle Eastern aviation hubs have ground to a halt, leaving travelers canceled. The skies are not safe!
This is outrageous! How do we get home? I'm so scared. This was
The war will end soon! The conflict will continue until the American presence in the Middle East is eradicated!
As of March 12, 2026, the U.S. and Israel continue to strike internal Iranian targets, while Iran uses its axis of resistance through Bleed the Global Acomatage.
Americans are now wise. They are tired of war. They voted Trump because of his promise that there will be no war on his administration. And billions of dollars are wasted per day due to this war. But after the Jeffrey Epstein files gets viral, it seems like Netanyahu is holding a lot of secrets about Trump that he is using to blackmail the president. Netanyahu holds Trump's secrets. He uses them to blackmail the president. The leverage is too powerful to ignore. To this day, the end of the war remains unknown. Only God knows, and I pray for the forgiveness of all. So many have risked their lives for this conflict, and so many are now gone. Is this war truly worth the future of our children?